But now to an issue which re-emerges every now and then in the ACT, light rail, but never manages to get any further than the drawing board. To find out why light rail is back on the agenda this time, we're joined by Jonathon Reynolds from the ACT Light Rail. Welcome to State Focus.
Good morning, Guy. How are you?
Good. ACT Light Rail never seems to get up. It's something that seems to be a little bit dead in the water. Is this whipping a dead horse by bringing the issue back again this time? No,
definitely not whipping a dead horse. The issue previously has been with light rail is that the governments have not had the courage to actually run with a transport option which is fully integrated, a long-term transport option for the territory.
They've often said it's too expensive to go down that path, and I've often thought, well, if public buses aren't that well supported and the timetables don't seem to match up, well then how's light rail going to be better?
Light rail tends to be more attractive to people, and it tends to attract more passengers than buses will. People would much rather get on a light rail service, and any light rail service has to be fully integrated with the buses regardless. As you said, it is an expensive option, but it's not something that you do overnight. It's something that you spread the cost over a period of time.
But this has been discussed for a long time, years. Are we past the overnight stage now?
Where we have to be with light rail is we need to look at it properly. Every time the topic of light rail comes up, it gets given lip service. They pull figures out of thin air. What we need to do is actually fund...
Who pulls figures out of thin air?
The governments. The governments, generally the local government.
As far as being too expensive?
As being too expensive. What we really need to do is actually look at doing a proper feasibility study, getting either the federal government or the local ACT government to fund it, and to actually sit down and look at it as a long-term solution for the territory.
And would they think, and would they find out from that it wouldn't be as expensive as they think?
Well, there is no question that light rail is expensive. We're talking $400 to $800 million, but that's going to be spread over something like a 20-year period to actually fully develop the network. To put the initial concept in is probably no more than what we've spent on the prison, or a little bit more than the prison, and that's a facility that's in the territory.
And if we had
already.
light rail, would that then put the public bus service sort of in limbo and detract from that? No,
the buses need to fully integrate with a light rail service.
And we would have a city and an area big enough and a population big enough to cope with both easily.
Definitely. In Europe, you've got cities with much smaller populations than Canberra, or equivalent populations to Canberra. In North America, you have low density areas where light rail has been very successful. It's basically gotten people out of their cars and onto public transport. But we're not saying that people should give up their cars. What we're saying is that we need a properly integrated public transport system for Canberra.
We're just about to run out of time, but just quickly tell us where you would like to see light rail going around Canberra and the ACT.
Well, initially we want to link the town centres and the employment centres together to actually form a backbone for the territory. If we can get a feasibility study and a proof of concept pilot network in, or a line in, then we're a long way to going on the track.
All right, well, we'll see how far that goes. Thanks for coming in.
Thank you.
Thank you. Jonathon Reynolds from ACT Light Rail. And what do you think of light rail for Canberra, or for that matter as a transport alternative in your neck of the woods? Have your say at our My Talk website. Follow the links. You can also email us, statefocus@scbnetwork.com.au.